We are up getting ready at camp to leave this morning. Still gotta put away my tent, but everything else is packed up, ready to go. I'm just doing a little geisha right now. This little tool, oh man, this kind of helps alleviate like any muscle tightness or any soreness, because I've been tight in the hip flexors. Yeah, just like the lower hips. Oof, just from walking, and then hamstrings a little bit, and then the TFL kind of like right along the side there. So I'll just kind of rub the muscle raw for a little bit, and then it feels a lot better, a little bit looser. Head out here soon, out nice and early, because we got about 15 miles on the day. This cold weather, warm clothing, just takes a little bit more time to kind of organize, declothe, reclothe with all the layers. But at least last night, I was much warmer. The temperature was a lot warmer than the night before on New Year's. So actually I slept a lot better. I didn't even need to use the inflatable pad. I was fine with just the foam mat. I used a different layering system though. I ended up, once it got like really like a lot colder, I think like around 3 a.m. it woke me up. I put on my puffer jacket and I wore that underneath. And actually that cozied me up real nice. I also tried one of my merino wool sweaters, and actually that was great too. So I have a few different options for layering now to stay warmer. So I was happy I figured that out. On the trail cruising to our first stop, which will be a water source about 6 miles from here. I think I'm in Charles Bronson Forest, or just on the edge of it. This is freaking beautiful. Look at these. I love walking on the pine needles with the pine trees surrounding you. This is the junction with the blue line. So I think County Line Camp is down that way. But we're gonna continue along the trail this way. I just feel like this setting, this natural environment setting, could be a scene in a movie or something. With the green moss carpet, and then just these beautiful pines surrounding. Yeah, I think we can skirt around it to the side over here. Ooh. Definitely wet. Okay, we gotta figure this out. Someone forgot their sunglasses. Looks like they had the same idea as me to try to get around it this way. I don't know. I don't think so. Oh yeah, this ain't. Oh. I wonder, maybe you can get around. So I was able to avoid that swampy section by doing a little bit of off-roading over here. Some slight bushwhacking, that's about it. I got through unscathed and had everything intact. Entering the Chulawota Wilderness area. Oh, this is nice. Little shelter bench. This section this morning has been absolutely amazing. The environmental landscape changes drastically from like thick salt palmettos to open pine tree forest to this kind of cool looking shrub that I'm in now with some palmettos, and I feel like every 10 minutes it changes. But the one constant throughout this entire section this morning, since I turned into Chulawota, I think, was the smell of like baked goods. I don't, maybe I'm going crazy, maybe I'm hungry, but I can smell like a bakery or something. Yeah, it's like maple syrup kinda, cinnamon, very strange. So I looked up like restaurants, and there is like a cake place nearby, but it's pretty far away. So I don't know. Very odd. It's making me extremely hungry. So there definitely has been some deer activity there hopping across my path. I've actually seen a couple. They're just too fast to get the camera on them. A lot of open camp spots here in this section. There's also a lot of this ping pong ball looking moss. It looks like just a bunch of ping pong balls, golf balls on trail. But it's this little like moss that grows in the shape of a ball. And this sand is so white. It's that sugar sand. On camera, it kind of looks like snow. Neat stealth camp spots along here, which I thought I saw on Google Earth. I was like, oh, I could probably pop a tent right around this section. So for a point of reference, this is near the Rosemary Scrub area. We're coming up to the Chuluota Wilderness Trailhead. Beautiful countryside up here. Yeah. A lot of open space to park. We continue left on a road walk for a little bit. Okay, we're leaving the Chuluota Wilderness area. Gate is closed and locked at sunset. Overnight parking prohibited. Okay, so you cannot park here overnight if you're looking to section hike this. The properties on this road walk are absolutely beautiful. So our turn is coming up. Going over here to the right on Whispering Forest Road. It says it's a private road, but that's where the trail is. And far out, it says to go down this, so no worries there. This looks like the trailhead here. We're gonna, yep, there's a Florida Shield. We're gonna take a left. And then a right back into the woods. I thought I heard the sound of water. It's like a little waterfall over there, a little gusher. And we are coming up to Mills Creek. Careful, there's a lot of roots jutting up. That'll cause you to trip. So this is where we're gonna fill up before we head into the Wiley Dykes campground. Oh yeah, this looks pretty clear. This looks good. Yeah, I might fill up right here actually. That looks like the best spot. Yeah, that Mills Creek, very clear flowing water. Nice and cold, easy to collect. Look, that's pretty damn clear. Here we are at Wiley Dykes. We're gonna stop in here, eat some breakfast, because I'm starving, and I believe the trail continues along that way. So this was one of the campsites I was originally thinking of stopping at. But it's a little too far for yesterday. Finally leaving the Wiley Dykes camp. Fortunately, I spent a lot longer there than I anticipated. I think maybe a half hour to 45 minutes because I wanted to dry out my stuff, my tent, and that took a little bit of time. And then I was kind of readjusting my pack, trying to figure out a better way to get my food packed in there instead of just having a bag slinging across my chest like I have been doing these past couple of days, because that just was not working. I was able to fit it in by readjusting a few things. And then I was just looking up ahead on how many miles I had left, which is only 8.5. But the water source where I'm camped by, apparently there was a sewage spill last year. So I don't know if that's good or not to filter. So what I did was I went back to that Mills Creek, collected more water there, filled up whatever bottles I had, whatever I had on me, which was the two 1.5 liters, this 500 millimeter, and then I had this this thermos here that I usually use for, you know, my protein shakes, coffee, etc. Fill that up with water too, not much. I think that's only 8 ounces, but still everything I can carry, because I don't think there's another water source until I get to my camp, and even after my camp, because that runs along the Econfina River, which apparently is contaminated. So another long water haul. It's been rough, I'm not gonna lie, since I started hiking the Florida Trail. It's been very dry and there really hasn't been too many quality water sources. So you're carrying more weight, but it makes your legs stronger, your body stronger. This is another nice little rest stop / camp area. Look at this big old tree. Ooh. This is a long one. This is the longest footbridge I think I've been on thus far on the Florida Trail. There's actually a noticeable incline for the first time I felt on the Florida Trail, heading up towards this road. Nice little leg burner. Of course, you know, after hiking the island of Madeira, nothing compares in regards to steepness or grade, but this is the first ascent I think I've done on the Florida Trail. So after the little ascent to Brumley Road, I thought you went directly across, but it looks like you kind of go down here to the right first. Okay, there's a blaze over here, and then maybe left? We're gonna have to find this together. Okay, right over there, right across the street. We're definitely getting our share of boardwalk today. There's been a lot in this section. Look at all these crazy bright red berries. Seeing those all over the place now. Got a big old blowdown on the boardwalk. This is gonna be a high stepper. Oh, actually that wasn't too bad. That wasn't bad. This board's broken. Let's hope this board supports me. Oh my God, okay. Oh shit. Oh, that looks like, yeah, I feel like that's gonna break or something. I don't know how long that board's gonna last. And at this orange marker, here's the prairie pond. Looks like a nice little campsite. And looks like you can access water down there somehow. We got a little hiker trail magic. Definitely gonna take some of this because there's not too many trustworthy water sources up ahead. Okay, we are getting ready to cross Snow Hill Road. A lot of high-speed cars going through here. Oh, we looking clear. Heading into the Econ River section. See, it's trail magic like that that just kind of makes your day. So shout out to Old Crooner for supplying that water. I was able to fill up my 500 milliliter, which was just about empty. So that, you know, any little bit helps here, especially going into this next section where there could be potentially a sewage spill at the Econ River. And all the other water sources I read leading up to that are pretty tannin, which, you know, it's like a brown color, pretty dark. I don't think it tastes too well. Just wanted to fill up there just to be safe. So I have a full pack of water now, just about 3 liters going into camp, which is only, I think, a little less than 5 miles. So getting some good jungle vibes walking through this section. I believe we're crossing over Jones Creek. Yeah, that looks a little tannic. I'm glad I filled up where I did. What a special surprise. We have oranges, a random orange tree in the middle of this trail. I've had fresh wild oranges on trail before, and they are very sour. Almost tastes like a lemon. Look at this, more oranges. Unfortunately, I can't reach any. Maybe I could reach those. So we are on Flagler Trail. This is actually pretty populated with people today. I've seen quite a few. Saw a person ride their bike, saw a family walking down here. See another person up here walking. So I just ran into a fellow hiker along this trail. This guy called Daybreak. He's hiked 10 of the 11 national scenic trails. So we were chatting about that for a little bit. Pretty impressive. The guy does 27 to 35 miles per day. I mean, he's packed ultra light, but damn, that's a lot of miles. He said his longest day was 41 miles on the Florida Trail. Oh, that's freaking impressive. So we chatted for a little bit. The last trail he has to do is the North Country Trail, which is that's a long one. That's like 4,800 miles. And I don't know how well established it is, but that's that's probably one of the last ones on my list right now. But one day I'll get there. Gotta finish my first one first. Make sure you go over the second bridge, because you got to be on the other side of this river. I think the Econ River for the Florida Trail. Another bridge along this section. So many birds, I can hear them. All over the place in here, flipping around. It's very tannic, and it does smell. I smell a little sulfur. But this is such a scenic hike right along the river. I just spotted a massive alligator across the way. Here we are, campsite number 2. So I did have to reserve this. I don't know who's checking, who's not. I think it's like $15 online. This is one view that I wanted to catch before the sun went down. This is super nice right here. Actually, you could probably drop a small tent right here. Maybe not. I think that does it for today. I think I was just under 15 miles on the day. So a little bit bigger than the past couple days I've been hiking. But I got dinner ready. I'm drinking a little protein shake. And then I'm also going to have one of those oranges I showed you that were hanging from the orange tree. From those orange trees that we passed today. Got it right here. It's a little dark, can't see, but gonna eat that for dessert. I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning. Peace.